Welcome to episode 70 of the Twig Snapper podcast. We're here in the Portage Lake Pioneers locker room. I got Drew Eaton, Dylan Farmer, and Ryall Purdy from the Pios. We're going to talk to you about, some Pios action. The Gibson Cup, if you can see it behind us, third oldest in North America, right?
Yep. In the sport, I think.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Give or take. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
And then we'll go into their backgrounds a little bit, and we'll get some good stories out of these guys. But we might as well start off with how you guys each ended up on the Pios. And I want to start with Dylan because he's a Cal guy. Oh. So I feel like, you're playing for the Pioneers team, but you're from Calumet, so.
I know. I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys from Calumet hate me now. So. Maybe Max. Max might like me still, but that's a good buddy of mine. But I don't know if you know Max Fredrickson at all, but
I
he's
know
equipment trainer over at he's hockey operations over at Tech, but yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest reason why I came to Pioneers is probably because I was texting all the guys I played at Finlandia with, which was Cale Markham and Glosser and shit, and I knew Purdy and everything, so they're more of guys I've skated with after high school. And a lot of the guys in Calumet don't really know any of the Calumet Wolverines guys anymore, honestly. They're younger than me, so I got some of the older guys that are just done skating over there now and everything. So
yeah, that makes sense. And you, I'm just assuming it's because you're from Houghton, so it's the Houghton team.
Yeah, right.
It's that's not that interesting.
No.
We don't have to go into that. No. But Drew, how did you end up? Are there any other Tech guys on the team, or are you the only one?
No, I don't think so.
Harry's from Tech.
Harry, technically.
Yeah.
No, I actually. So, last year, I know Dylan Bobert pretty well, and I've played with him. I played jam with him and a bunch of other things. And I played club with him forever ago. And he plays for Calumet, and he talked me into joining the Wolves last year. And I was in the team picture, and I went to a bunch of practices, and I was a Calumet Wolverine for a spell.
This, yeah.
And then I went home for the holidays in 21. It would be Christmas 21. And I got COVID, so I couldn't come back up to play in the next game that we had against the Pios. And Logan Rostello, I don't even want to say his name, but Calumet, someone from Calumet sent me a text, and I basically got cut from Cal. And then I texted this guy and that guy, and I found my way to the Pioneers. Luckily,
rookie mistake.
Do people usually get cut from teams? Is that something that happens?
Years previous, but not for a while. Drew might be a first here.
Yeah, that was.
Oh shit, Drew, that
was tough. I mean, they said they found. They said they found a local kid, and it was Hubbard. So that's who we played against the last 2 years. That's Calumet's goalie, and
now we got a local trophy. So
right, yeah. you got the trophy, they did. So it worked out better for you. Talking about the league as a whole, before we were recording, I know we were kind of talking about old guys and how there's some guys in their 40s and 50s. Are most, is it an even 50-50 split of young guys, old guys, or is it mostly young, mostly old? What's the makeup?
I think it's mostly mid-20s probably type guys.
But then there's those top end 40-year-old, 35-year-old players that just absolutely changing the course of it. Todd McElrath, he's one of those guys where it's he's late 30s, but still scores 5 goals a game. Mm-hmm. And it's just unbelievable because he does it at will.
It's if you had to pick a guy from any team, or at least our team, they're probably 25, 26, but then there's the outliers that just have to be really good at hockey still.
Right. Yeah. And I've got a buddy who plays with the Eagle River team. Mm-hmm. When they come up here, it's actually Tucker. Were you reffing when he dislocated his finger in floor hockey? Were you reffing that game?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
He plays for Eagle River.
Does he really?
Yeah. Only when they come up here because it's too much of a pain in the ass to drive to Eagle River. Yeah. He's on. Because then Braden was reffing in the playoffs, and they were bullshitting on the bench or whatever. Yeah. He played the last playoffs with that finger taped up. He played in the league playoffs.
I always liked Eagle River. Eagle River has a sick barn.
They have a nice barn.
So
sweet. But he said, for them. Only the young guys travel. The old guys don't because they're all, got families and shit. Is that the same thing for you guys? The young guys don't, the old guys don't really go on the road trips and.
I don't. I mean, this is my second year, give or take, And so, like, last year, road trips were tough. Not a lot of people, whatever age, went on road trips. But this year, we're winning. So, like, everybody kind of came. So, it all depends. Not that they're wishy-washy to go with the standings, but it's a lot easier.
I heard going to Fond du Lac was a little rough, though.
Yeah,
I wasn't here yet. I joined halfway through the season, so
it's tough too.
You guys won 8 guys or something, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the fun, special Olympic ice too.
Yeah.
Did you win that game?
No, we definitely did not. No.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys too, it's
Not
like
even gonna say numbers.
full-time jobs, and it's like you don't want to commute all the time because you got to go to work on Monday, and it's like hockey or real life, and you got to get a weird mix of specialists in both categories. Yeah.
So do you guys like wish you had more tech students or stuff that would like want to play, or no?
I mean, if they all act and play like Drew, then 100%.
They can make the team better for sure.
Oh yeah.
True.
So
yeah.
No, I think this is a weird answer for me to say the tech guy, but I think what we're missing is the local guys. There's so much, like, whether they used to play or they just have avoided it, whatever. There's so many good players around here that just
there are,
for different reasons, choose not to, and it's all fair. But man, this team could be really,
I've had a
really good
conversation one day with our captain, Sivinen, and everything. So we were talking like we could probably put a better team of guys that are sitting on their couch, honestly, that could come and play better than our team. There's a lot of Division I guys that are just sitting on their couch around here. So it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of
up here and
there's a lot of crazy talent.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
go ahead, just talk.
Like with Fond du Lac and other schools, they're near universities, but they're smaller universities where it's like D3 players or whatever it is. So those guys will, once they graduate, they'll just stick around and play for them. But once the tech guys graduate, they're too big league, like, which is fair. They are. Yeah. They're way better
back
than
in the day, though. They used to come and play.
There's been years where they would come and play.
Yeah, but tech is like, we don't get a lot of tech guys, but they get a lot of Marion guys or whatever school it is. Yeah,
it's more like Division 3 feeding into the GLHL, especially towards the end. Big time.
For one weekend.
They're all, every team's just trying to stack their roster.
Yeah, you can see a different roster at the league tournament every year. It's exciting.
A bunch of Lawrence University and Marion University guys will show up. That's in Finlandia's conference.
And if I was in their shoes 100%, I'd do the same thing. I'd go beat up on some GLHL guys.
Right, you're young, you just got done playing college hockey. You're like,
oh my god.
Try to.
Beer, hockey, adventure, like every box is checked. Like, no brainer.
There's some guys, I mean, that are obviously have some like pro experience too that are playing in the league, and I know I was looking at, and I can't remember, but I feel like there's a couple guys who played in the coast for a while on some different teams throughout the league, and like you played in the FP and different.
Well, we've got guys. Ross Rouleau. I mean, he's probably, when he wants to be, he's the best player in the league. He played in the AHL.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've heard of that,
played in the Central for like what, 4 or 5 years, Texas. So
there's a lot of talent across this league.
Oh, there is. Like, we were talking about it earlier because there was that FDNY NYPD game yesterday, and I think at least for our team and our league, like, our top end is higher than their top end, but there's just so many people there that we don't have that depth for sure. But there's a lot of good hockey players here still, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, what would you call the Great Lakes Hockey League? I mean, it's not like just like a crappy men's league, but like up in Canada, they've got some of those like super leagues where there's like a lot of retired NHLers and guys playing in those. So, like, what would you call? I mean, is it like halfway between like a super league and a men's league, or like?
It's somewhere in there. I don't think it's closer to men's league, but I don't think it's closer to pros. It's like every year it's so somewhere differently in between.
Depends on who's playing.
Yes,
it does.
Also, whoever's looking at it's like the way we view it here, us three in this locker, and we're looking at it like an opportunity to grow. Other players see it as, this is where we're going to go and drink 24 beers in 24 hours and then step on the ice and play a hockey game. So it's, I mean, you see a lot of different...
mixed attitudes.
Yeah, a lot of different...
Yeah. Do you think, are there guys on your team that have those other attitudes?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you're going to find that on every hockey team you play on. But they take those attitudes and we all kind of move to one central idea and win.
Yeah.
We did that 12 times in a row at the end of the year. So, I mean, we figured out how to do it.
No, I mean, there's guys like, I don't know, when I'm playing, you're a totally different animal, but like,
Whoa!
Like, is that a good thing or a bad
no,
thing?
it's a great thing. This guy's all pro, but like, when, like the day of a game, like even before practice, I don't like to drink. Like, it's just my personal preference, but then there's some guys that need a beer or 4 or 5 before a game.
In between period, too.
But
yeah.
They fucking, sorry. They
No,
play harder than
I
I
Go ahead,
most
say whatever you
times.
want.
Like, no, everybody, we're all working towards the same goal, and
should be 2 there though.
Yeah,
it's all
so
good.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
well,
close.
speaking of that, what's more important, winning the league or winning the Gibson Cup?
I thought about that, and I think the Gibson Cup
It's the
means
Gibson.
way more because I grew up here, so of course I'm going to say that. But like to Drew,
no,
Farmer,
it's,
I mean-
it's an easy answer.
I don't know. I think it's a preference for sure. I think
Yeah.
some guys wanted to win, some guys didn't. So I
I
think the
see
league
the-
means more to me, honestly,
Yeah.
because you're beating the whole league and
Yeah.
everything. So this is just
I
just a
don't know.
rivalry game and everything. But
something Calumet guy would say, right?
I guess I don't hit the county guys too much.
Yeah.
No, I think Matty Marshall in his interviews post game from playoffs, he said like, it's the cooler trophy. It's the bigger. It's
Yeah,
older.
they're
It's
cool.
heavier.
It's pretty darn cool.
It's- It's the Gibson Cup. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet looking trophy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always, I mean, you see that throughout like high school. For you, you'd know like the Wing Ding rivalry. Like obviously beating Hancock is super important. But then like, did you play football?
No, I played 1 year and just could not do it. I one and done. Yeah.
Because I feel like Houghton football has never been that good. So like winning Copper Bowl means the most. That one trophy means everything. But making the playoffs, like that's sweet.
Mhm.
But you got to win Copper Bowl. So like this is the same kind of
Yeah.
deal. Like the rivalry trophies sometimes mean more than the playoffs, and
Yep.
like you said, it's personal preference.
We beat Calumet to go to the championship for playoffs, and it's like that was such a high in overtime. Like the league championship was like almost like fuck, it's Sunday. Like we beat our rivals.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're planning on playing these guys next week. Like that
For the
game was
second
so
time.
huge
For the
Yeah.
second time.
for the
Second time.
20th time.
Yeah.
We played them
Yeah.
so many times this year.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of living so close.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like obviously, especially like Houghton Calumet, like guys know each other from the teams, like just from outside of hockey. People know each other from the community and stuff. Like how intense does it get on the ice? Like do people like turn that off? Like they act like they don't know you, and they're just like, you know what I mean? And they act like assholes,
I can
or
speak on that. Yeah,
Good,
there's a lot of it's like you go hard against each other, and then on Monday you see each other in the workplace, and it's like the weekend never happened.
Yeah.
Continue with work, but if the weekend activities carried into the workplace, it could be very dangerous.
yeah.
Because guys like me, I'm extremely competitive, and if I would run into the guy that I ran into in the corner, I mean, it might not end well for him. but like, good thing I'm a goalie.
Yeah. What do you think?
No, I mean, Purdy hit that on the head pretty much. So
There's a lot of competitive people up here, but we all hit the brakes.
when they get on the ice, it's just like a whole different attitude change and everything. So
Yeah.
and then when they get off the ice, you can talk to them and everything. It's like the
Is there
game
one
didn't
team
happen,
that's
so.
worse? Like out of all the leagues, like which
Calumet.
team is the worst?
No, it's kind
Well,
of, and
I
that's
mean,
why.
the rivalry.
It is the rivalry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's
on
hardest.
the ice, we don't have that time to become too close of friends with anybody on Mosinee or any other team. So Calumet, it's like
Probably Calumet, then Eagle River.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Proximity-based
We don't
teams.
care about Marquette. They can't
No.
skate, so
No,
No,
yeah,
we did
they're
throw
just-
that in there,
some
so.
of their scores were pretty brutal. Are they just
Pretty
Mutilating-
I don't think they have enough
mutilating
guys.
mutineers.
yeah? But that's
Yeah, which is
surprising me.
shocking.
That area. I mean, like one, it's the biggest population in the UP.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you got some maybe some old northern guys around or
Mhm.
different guys
Yeah.
that came up here to play or club guys from northern that stick around. I feel like there's got to be enough.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
probably the
that's
same thing you
that's what
guys
we
said.
said
Guys
all
are sitting on
year
their couch and
is like
Mhm.
in that whole city, you can't find like a goalie.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
Hate to
Marquette
say it,
tried to put
sorry.
together a team this year, but it's like they struggled at every corner. I mean, they couldn't score on me till the end of the year. Their main water line broke like the last game we went to play them.
that
Just
was
blew
so
up, flooded their locker room.
Yeah.
Like that's
Their
45
personal locker
their
room or
personal
the-
locker room.
We
Yeah,
had a 45-minute delay.
I-
Purdy was skating
yeah.
the ice for 45 minutes.
I was
taking
skating out on the
pictures.
ice. Yeah,
I was
He
doing
had
the
a
social
camera.
media game. Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up
Oh my
making
God.
a graphic. It said "mutilating the mutineers," and it had the scores from the first, second, and
that
third
was so
game.
good.
It's like, what is it, 9-0, 9-0? I don't know, 2 shutouts in a row.
Yeah.
But then the third one, they did score. They did score.
Yeah.
Once or
Twice. Only twice. I think 2 goals on a 3-game whole season. I think it's not so bad.
yeah.
Yeah,
Was that most of their games though? Just kind of
Yeah.
getting cooked by the other teams in the league.
they got blasted.
4-3, 9-0, 8-3, 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They scored on me a couple times.
They did.
Oh.
Dallas. McLaughlin.
OT. Well, that
My
the
arch
4-3
villain.
was our very first game of the year, which was awesome. That felt fun. Just to like win close game in overtime, no matter how. I mean, the first game of the season, you don't know like who stacks up against who.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
First game of the season, 2 years in a row, 4-3 has been the score in overtime
You
against
said
Marquette.
that. Yeah.
2
And
years
then
in a row.
they've turned out to be.
And then the rest of the
Garbage.
season, it's just destruction.
Yeah, it's
like
So they have it figured out, kinda, for
Yes.
one weekend.
preseason is our only word. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, what about fighting? I mean, are guys getting in fights? Like actual.
Not
This
really
year was
this
tame.
It was tame.
It was tame.
Yeah.
Only because Eagle River was tame. If you're gonna see a fight, like go there, for sure. But even
There's
this
only
year,
been
no.
a couple guys that even tried to fight.
I mean, Marquette, their goalie did try and start an altercation with me in our last game of the tournament,
But
but
it was bad. It wasn't even worth it.
it wasn't even worth it.
Oh.
I looked up at the scoreboard and it was like 12-2, and I was like, dude, come on.
I had her talk too long
Like-
sitting on the bench.
I got a lot to do today. Not worry about hurt knuckles.
Yeah.
I think Ross tried to get in a fight with Rostello.
Yep. Yes. He was
Oh,
ragdolling
he won.
Spencer in front of the
Yeah.
bench. He's just shaking him, and
Yeah.
Spencer's like,
So Gibson Cup, I don't even know. It might have been 1-0 at that point only. It was pretty early. I think it was first period. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Spencer, number 26, it's right there. He caught he caught their best player. He jumped. It ended up a little knee on knee, but not really. And someone went after him, and our heavy hitter went after the guy that went after him, and that quickly turned into nothing because he didn't want it. I mean, it's
No.
simple as that.
it was like fish eat fish, like
Fish with
bigger
that
fish.
fish with that haircut.
Oh
and
yeah, you
Spencer's
showed up with the
like,
wallet
"Oh
the
my
day before.
God." No,
Yeah.
Spencer's laughing the whole time, and then Ross jumps in to protect his little buddy. That's what he said. I got my
His
little
little buddy.
buddy.
I don't even know. I don't think we've seen a fight all year though.
Okay,
No.
previous years?
Oh,
Oh,
actually,
last year a ton.
last year was that not the one where the guy skated at Kale when he was like tabletopped over a guy in the corner,
Hawsey
like
fought-
fighting him, and he
Yeah.
skated from the other end of the ice with the cage,
Even
got immediately ejected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, even Hawsey, who led our team in points, he's so silky. He
So
got in a fight. Gibson Cup last year. I
Mhm.
forgot who he fought, but
I
Fighting
tried to
was,
fight the guy at Marquette my first game.
that was my old roommate.
He didn't want to go though. I had the gloves off and everything, and the refs
Yeah.
broke it up, and he was sitting there chirping me from behind the refs and everything. Then we get to the bench. I was just chirping the shit out of him. He said, "Let's go center ice." I said, "Let's go." So he didn't want to go.
They want the smoke.
But you obviously in this league you get a game suspension for one, for a
Yeah.
fight. So a lot
So,
of
well,
guys don't want
it's
to be out of
either-
the game.
It's
Yeah.
either you get a game suspension or you get like a 4-minute penalty. It just depends. Like
Depends
it's
where
so
you're at,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends
Like,
on
Eagle
who's
River.
reffing. Or?
Yeah, who's reffing and
What
where
city
you're
you're
at,
in.
like literally geography. Like we were in
That's
Eagle
true.
River last year. We were just getting killed, and their guys were like feeding us, and then they were out of the box in 4 minutes. It was like, what the fuck?
They brought their own
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
They do,
like,
yeah.
as a league rule, it's a 1-game suspension, but not everyone follows that league rule.
All the
Yeah,
rest
I
got
think.
discrepancy.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even know.
So nothing happens if they don't give out a suspension.
No, if the refs decide that they don't want to deal with it, you could literally fight, get a penalty, get back on the ice. do it again,
That's how it
do it
should be,
again,
though.
do it again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, you shouldn't have
Especially
Yeah.
once we get out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the reason for it? Like, I get it in college, kind of. I still don't. I was talking about this with some like college hockey player I had on about fighting in college and like how it'd be kind of sweet because everything gets broken up. And
Oh, yeah.
you fight in juniors, then you get to D1 and you can't fight, and then you fight again in
It was
pros.
weird.
Yeah, it's a weird transition.
So like, but what in a league like this, everyone's just playing because they want to. If you want to fight, that's your choice.
Yeah.
You should be able to without getting suspended.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. It's not supposed to make sense. So
Yeah.
it's the GLHL. The
Uh,
jungle. The
yeah.
jungle.
It's the jungle.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, the different games, and like you said, you had what 8 guys for one game?
8 guys down in Fond du Lac.
Right,
well,
so I
Half
mean,
of them stayed
yeah,
out at an
last year
Airbnb
was
till
bad.
like 4 in the morning drinking too. So we technically had like 4.5 guys
Yeah.
for the next game.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 guys counting goalie?
9 guys counting.
Okay,
goal, 8
I was
guys
gonna
on
say,
the
so you only
8
had
for
7 skaters?
No,
that's
I
still
was
brutal.
photographer that game.
Yeah.
That's
Hopefully a one-time experience.
tough.
Yeah.
That's like all the minor pro leagues during COVID. You had some of those like FPHL games where they were playing 4-on-4 or whatever.
Oh,
Really?
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
There's only
Yeah.
4 teams playing at the one time, the one year.
Yeah.
A lot of the teams wouldn't play in different states because they wouldn't allow them to play and everything.
Right,
So.
and then out of the teams that were playing, they'd get a whole shit ton of COVID issues, and they'd be like, yeah. 4-on-4. You're minor pro hockey, you got
4-on-4.
4-on-4 shit
That's
going
tough.
on.
Because when my last year in Columbus, they ended the league short because of COVID and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get to play playoffs or nothing.
Yeah.
So
It's nice.
Is that you?
Uh-oh.
Do it.
Anybody's got a problem.
All right, so the Gibson Cup, obviously, it's right behind us. We said it already, third oldest in the game, North America. Start talking about I don't know what like you
It's
2
old.
games.
it's an old trophy.
You
Bob
guys.
Gibson, 1939 inception. That thing is historic as this rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the third oldest trophy in hockey, and we grew up wanting that thing.
Right.
All of us want that thing, but we can't touch it. It's like Stanley Cup. So you got to play the Pioneers to get it, not the Wolverines, the Pioneers. And once you win it, I mean, now you become a part of that history. So I mean, it's probably the coolest thing for a local kid.
Yeah.
That's my
definitely.
opinion of
It's
Gibson
awesome.
Cup, at least.
Even for me, I've been so lucky, and I can only fit it into however many words, but it's awesome. It's so old.
Really?
It's
Actually,
so
got a
cool.
story about
Like
that.
it is history.
I watched Charlie Turner. I watched him playing for that when I was growing up, like 6, 7 years old in the D, watching him. Now I'm playing with him, and we won the cup.
Yeah.
So
20 years ago.
You should have
That's
seen
just
him. You
nuts.
should have seen him at the B&B bar last week.
I actually have a
behind
picture.
The
He
bar.
was-
We got a video.
Yeah.
Of him. They let him fill up the whole cup like 3 times with beer on the tab. And
where else
everything.
can you do that? And then drink beer on your logo
Only
in
Chuck.
the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Only
Chuck.
Chuck.
The one-tooth wonder.
Yeah. He's got a few more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, like, how are the games? Were they pretty chippy? Were they?
It's always, for obvious reasons, Saturday is always closer. Like, it's louder, it's better. And it was awesome. But Friday was an awesome game. I really do like that rink in Calumet. I hate to say
nice
it.
rank.
It is a nice rink, and especially
nice.
because
Well, after Craft Hockeyville, they
Well, yeah, they got a
Oh,
shit ton
yeah.
of money for that.
But
I feel like that year the D finished like second after them in voting or something like that. It's like it was
Yeah, they
either
were
going to be
close.
Calumet or the D that was going to get
The
it.
D's the next one though, for sure to get that one.
They
place could
need
be-
it.
Yeah.
Would be.
so
High
sweet.
glass, get rid of that netting. It looks
Get
real
rid of
nice out
that
there.
netting.
See,
it's horrible.
let's address that right now. So
Yeah.
it's on the record. The D netting is black, so when you're looking from the stands
can't-
into the rink,
It's horrible.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like
I was listening to high school hockey, like Houghton games, and the announcers were like, "Yeah, can't see the puck, lost it. You can't see anything.
it makes the game way harder to enjoy
yeah,
as a fan.
you can't
It's
watch
pretty
it. It's
bad.
not
And
Yeah.
the Holco got netting too, though, but it's white.
Yes.
so you can see
You can
through
see.
it easier.
you're safe and you can see. The D, you're safe and you can't see. Like there's
Same
2
with
criteria you need to watch a hockey
You
game.
can't even do chuckle puck.
You
dude.
can't
That's
do
so
chuckle
hard.
puck.
No, I know.
But you
You
need to
gotta go to the
climb down to the
benches.
bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step over the blood. Step over
Yeah,
all the other
that's-
things in there.
Yeah, they just
Cutting
need
out a lot of
higher
revenue
glass.
for
Yeah.
us.
I know.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I would be out there if I wasn't playing, like in Calumet on Friday, they did Chuck a Puck, and I'm like packing up the camera and grabbing water bottles, whatever.
Doing
and,
everything.
Yeah, and Cody's kid is coming down, and Timmy's kids, and they're getting on the bench to get the prime real estate for the Chuck a Puck.
Yep.
Oh, damn, we should do this. I can't believe we don't do it, but we can't.
There's actually a ton of opportunities to make money as a team in the community, and the Powers Lake Pioneers probably utilize like 2 of them, like raffles, and then, well, door feed entry. Yeah. But other than that, like we're missing out on a beer garden.
This team,
we're missing out on Chuck a Puck, music. There's a lot of things that we need here.
Yeah. This team, like, and it shows during Gibson Cup, and it shows like when the games matter. But this team throughout the whole year has fans.
Yeah.
A ton of support. Like,
Saturday
this
night was
is
the
what
first
it is.
time I heard them cheering Pioneers.
Yeah, Let's Go Pios.
I got chills.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
There's a fan, Chuck. I don't know his last name, but his name is Chuck. He wheels in his chair, and he comes, sits in the lobby. He was there for like half the season, and I saw him. I was like, hey.
He's a big
walking
donor.
by the first time, I'm like, hey. Second time is a little longer, hey. Third time I was like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
He did.
Nice, yeah.
He did, yeah. And fourth time I walked by, I'm like, hey, I'm Ryall. I'm a goalie. How you doing? Get to know him a little bit. He comes to every single game, knows every single player. It's like, there's so many of those fans that come here. We don't have an opportunity to appreciate them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I'd like to see that improve years going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's true, yeah.
We'll see. Sure. New leadership group coming forth. We'll find out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, this is like, this community is like a hockey community, obviously. Birthplace of professional hockey. Hockey is life for most kids from birth until, well, you know, they're,
cradle,
you know,
cradle to
I mean, like you said, there's guys, and if they can't play at this level, you know, they're playing in men's leagues until they're in their 50s or older. I mean, like, that's all there is for most people. It is hockey, you know, year round too. Like, obviously, you know, growing up.
Oh, you know, you play in the CCJHA, you graduate to the outdoor rink, and then from there you tear up high school and then figure out what's next. But everybody's guaranteed that CCJHA to high school, which is crazy because so many places you don't get to play.
No.
And here it's practically handed to you if you want to play through the local organizations. So I mean, we're born to play hockey up here.
Yeah.
That's the only thing to do.
That's the only thing to do. Long winter.
Or skiing or snowboarding, that's it.
8 months.
Yeah, if you don't play a winter sport, I don't know how you make it through the winters.
You know,
Darwinism.
That's how you get selected.
Yeah.
So how'd your 4 years go there?
I think it went incredible. I think it went uphill from there. I mean, we had a lot of fun.
Did you guys make it to the national tournament? No.
Well, we did make it to the national tournament 2018. Okay. 2018 year, but we got bounced in the second round. Didn't go too well. But that was in...
it's a big tournament, though.
Oh, it is a big tournament. Yeah. ACHA... No, because we were ACHA D1 before... Well, we were NAIA for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 years, we were ACHA. In that third year was when the ACHA tournament was in St. Louis. So we went to St. Louis for that year. That was fun.
That'd be fun. The ACHA is it's a good league. I mean, like, you got teams like Minot State, you know, at different divisions, like Minot State and Adrian that really take it seriously. And I mean, Minot's playing a couple D1 teams and exhibitions next year.
Lindenwood and Arizona State used to be before they went to NCAA. They were tearing it up. They won it every year almost.
University of Arizona. Too.
We had a fierce rivalry with Iowa State. That was like our closest.
They packed the barn.
They packed the barn. I remember getting hit with pennies walking out the rink. Like it was just the fans were nuts. And like hockey wasn't Iowa's first thing. No, so they're like
there's corn everywhere.
Yeah, it's corn, football, wrestling. Hockey isn't even a thought in Iowa. So when hockey players are in the state, it's like, first of all, who the hell are these guys? Second of all, what are they doing here? And of course, everyone wants to watch. So you've got junior hockey, pro hockey, college hockey. Everyone's showing up to watch, and it's a sick atmosphere. It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Because they got the Iowa Heartlanders, right? That just moved up to the coast. I think they moved from the SP to the coast.
Their jerseys are sweet. That's all I know. Yeah.
I think there's a couple tech guys that somebody just signed there. Light just signed there, and there's somebody else there too. But yeah, I had somebody on who was playing with them last summer. I had him on, but yeah, I mean, the ACHA is. I think the hardest thing though is like you got teams like Minot that take it so seriously, and then you got other teams that don't, and you can tell by when you look at the score. You know, some of the teams are just getting absolutely cranked.
Yeah.
Just brutal. Okay, Drew, you played a little bit of club hockey. You were with Tech. How seriously do they take it?
It's as serious as you want to take it, I think, to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, so I played my freshman and sophomore year, and then junior year was COVID, and that's when I started, like, transitioning towards everything else up here. But, I mean, we practice at 10:45 at night here, Monday, Wednesday. We don't have a locker room. It's like, it's not to say it's like a grind, because the hockey's not like you're dying out there, but it was hard. It sucked. Like, it was late nights on school nights, and then you play really late on Fridays and really early on Saturdays on road trips, and then you just drive back home, and we're carpooling the whole time.
That's tough.
And that's just the whole season, and you just do that again and again. And
did you guys actually recruit, or was it just like K-Day, whoever wants to sign up, and you're just getting anyone who wants to play?
It's all different ways. So K-Days, well, our tryouts were always like a week before K-Day, so it's stupid in that sense. It doesn't work at all. But like, I knew about it because in high school, like, I knew I wanted to keep playing. That's why I came to Tech, because like, it's engineering and it's the birthplace of professional hockey. I figured I could play on some ice up here. And so I did a little research and found out that there's club hockey, and like, I found my own way there. But also, like, I was parked in the student lot my freshman year, like a week into classes, if that. And someone, well, Kyle Calloway, but he left a note like under my windshield wiper, like, hey, saw you had goalie gear in the back of the car. Come out Wednesday, we have tryouts.
Wow.
So somebody was just like looking in the car, so they wanted to know.
That's it. So like, I was already planning on going, but like, if not, like, that's how I would have found out.
They don't care how good you are. They just see like, this guy's got goalie gear, so like.
Wow, did they cut guys? I'm just curious.
No, that's another thing is, I don't know who's going to listen to this, but no disrespect to anybody. That's part of why I left, is you can't cut guys. Or I don't think they're allowed to. So, like, for
is that like
trips,
a Tech rule, or?
I actually don't know. I think it's just like a club sports.
It's Dave Ladner.
Yeah,
Dave.
I think I did it. He's an older guy too.
He coached me back when I was younger, so.
I think I think that was my coach my freshman
Paul
year.
Hurst?
Oh. I think so.
He's a goalie.
He's a
goalie. He played for, can't remember now, Alabama Huntsville. Or
Him or his
like
kid?
His kid.
With Wonder or no? Levi?
No, I don't know. No, earlier. He's old.
Oh, different era.
Different era.
Yeah.
I'm too old, I guess.
You're old guy.
Yeah, but we can't. I think it's a club sports rule. You're not allowed to cut people, so you can come to every practice.
How does Minot get around that or something? Cause like, they're loaded. They're stacked.
Waldorf was considered a club team, but a varsity club team. So it was like a varsity
schools
sport.
that don't have D1 hockey can consider it.
So they bought me gear. They put us in a locker room. They gave us housing. They gave us all of these things through the varsity kind of portal.
That makes sense. Because I know there's rules on team websites where they can list club hockey.
Yeah.
Like some teams, I've noticed they're like small D3 schools or community colleges. They have it in there with their like regular sports. Just hockey is listed. It doesn't specify it's club. But then like Tech, you got to actually like dig to find the Wolfpack's website. They can't just like slap it on there.
Yeah.
So, ACHA hockey is.
As deep as you want to go.
Yeah. Well, and then there's that that Instagram page, the ACHA show.
Yeah,
I
follow it.
Yeah. They like you see pictures on there. And it was like I think it was George Mason University or something. They showed a goalie. He just had a regular hockey stick. He didn't even have a goalie stick. He was just like in net with a regular hockey stick.
It's incredible.
It's like what the hell. So
that's ACHA.
It's a very diverse league.
Yes, you've got a lot of polar opposites. The top and the bottom are very far from each other.
Yeah.
Minot's way up there. And
some of these schools, you can tell they want to make a push to
Oh, yeah.
You know,
some schools, like, you look at teams like downstate, like Lawrence Tech, they were in the ACHA bubble. They still are, but I mean, they're one of those teams that's trying to actively climb into the NCAA in like different areas.
Yeah. I feel like it has some advantages being in the ACHA and not
Yeah.
the NCAA because
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't have to follow all the NCAA like shit. You're like, it's its own organization.
Well, even from, this is, I don't know how common this is, but like at a school like Grand Valley or Michigan State are two good examples where there's ACHA D2 and D3,
Yeah.
and you would think D2 is better.
Not necessarily though.
But that's not even
No.
true because D3 is like even less commitment, and some of those guys just
Want to play hockey.
They just
Yeah.
want less commitment. They just
Yeah.
want to show up and fucking
Yeah.
stick
That's
handle.
the beauty.
And that's the beauty. But like we'll go down there and play the D2 team, win or lose or have a game, whatever. But there's a D3 team that's just like so much better somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a kid
It's
who
so
played
weird.
on Delaware's D2 team, and he was talking about how their D3 team was going to nationals. Like their D2 team, I think they won 6 games or something, but their
Oh my
D3
God.
team was going to nationals.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
You know what I
sick.
mean? So like you
Stack
think,
up the D3.
Pull the kids down.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
No, there's some. If you like go on the ACHA website and look at the scores, I mean it's insane. I had this girl on just a couple episodes ago. She plays at Arizona State, and they take it pretty seriously.
Oh my god.
And they were like, they beat Air Force, you know, like 20-0 one game.
Wow.
Like shit, like Denver too. Like they were just absolutely
That'd be so
smoking
sick
them.
playing
I think she
Arizona.
had like 7 points in the game.
So good.
It was
Scoring 20
unreal.
goals.
I had a buddy go down there. I played with him in Chicago, and he went down to ASU, and we made fun of him at first. You're like, you're going to play hockey in the desert? What are you thinking? And then he texted us back and was like, you guys are losers.
You
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have no
Arizona's
idea.
so fun to play hockey.
God,
Yeah,
anywhere
that's
south has to be just awesome. Like you lay out by the pool after
Oh.
practice, or like you walk out of the rink and you know it's 80-some degrees.
Yeah.
You
can't
walk out of
beat
the
that.
rink here and it's -30, and
Oh my
you
God.
know, like,
I was
You-
trying-
sometimes you don't even leave
Nothing
the
better
rink.
than walking out in flip flops and sandals with your hockey bag, honestly.
yeah.
That's nice.
So I played in Phoenix for a half year in juniors, so it
Yeah.
was so fun out there.
That's insane.
I was talking to Farmer before, like, Friday skate just a couple days ago. It was super nice out, and like I walked to the rink. Like that is a totally different vibe. than
Yeah.
normally having to
Or like today, when it's like
scrape,
raining and
shovel.
just absolute ass out.
That's
No.
kind of shitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in
But we
a
found
t-
it.
I wasn't even wearing a shirt yesterday.
Yeah.
Like in the day before, I wasn't even wearing like any
Pants.
wet swim trunks. No, I was wearing pants.
Yeah.
I was wearing pants. I was
Shorts
in-
are ready to come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in shorts. It's like, but I could walk out of a rink wearing that down south.
That's
That's
That's a
nice
huge
thing.
like. It's got to be a huge recruiting tool. Like you
Oh.
could use like, hey, you play any of these places. Like I know, I feel like if I was playing pro, I'd want to be playing in either the Panthers or Tampa or
Somewhere in
somebody
Florida.
like like that'd
Yeah.
be
Pensacola.
There's a lot of teams down
I
south.
see
Yeah.
he did an interview with Seth Enzer,
Yeah.
he's a buddy of mine.
he was good. That was.
I'm sure he loves it out there. They all live in condos on the beach and everything.
Oh my God.
Do you know who Chris Leidsman is?
I do not know him, no.
He played with Pensacola. He played all through like the SP and the Coast, and he was a beauty.
That's a fun league to be in.
That-
It's all warm.
Oh,
It's all warm.
that's where I'm trying to go.
Right? Yeah, the Southern
Yeah.
Professional Hockey.
Unless you're
League.
Peoria, then you get a little snow, but
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
more teams down south. Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
it is. You know, and those teams, some of them, you know, might start moving up. You know, like I'm pretty sure Iowa, the Heartlanders, were in a lower league, and now they're in the Coast.
I believe
You know, like that stuff changes. Obviously,
everything.
teams have no success, and like the
Yeah.
city bounces them, and it moves.
that's like
and-
with Binghamton for the New Jersey Devils. They were in the AHL, now they're in the Fed, and now
Yeah.
they still get 6,000 fans a night.
That's
So
Those
that's
are
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
the Binghamton Black Bears. Or,
Yeah.
Black Bears. Yeah.
Did
Crazy.
not know any of that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your time with the Fed.
Oh, it was fun for sure.
Yeah.
Got the hat. Got the hat to prove it.
Yeah.
Did you just go to something at Columbus this year? Legends.
Yeah, we had an
something?
alumni game and everything. So a bunch of the guys from the old Cottonmouth, SPHL. I think they were in the Central. Some of the older guys were there.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
That's awesome.
I mean, I was surprised they had like 2,000 fans show up
Sick
to watch a
turnout.
bunch of old timers skate. So
Yeah, the Fed's not bad hockey. Like
No.
people just look at it as like, it's the lowest, and like guys aren't getting paid that much, but it's actually pretty solid hockey. Like
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at the rosters. There's a bunch of Division I guys on there.
Oh yeah, and you got guys that at the end of their career. Oh, shit, what's that guy's name? He played in the NHL for a long time.
Ian White.
Yeah, I mean you got guys like that.
Now he's in the ECHL.
Yeah, he was in the Fed for a couple of years, right?
He played in Columbus 2 years after me. So
yeah. And then you got guys like Peavy, and coming from Finlandia. So it's a mix, but.
I think a lot of guys look at it as like a last chance league. They want to play a couple years of pro for sure, and they want to see how far they can make it because they love the game and everything.
Right. If you have a lot of success, then you could sign on the SP or maybe even the coast.
A lot of guys go to the coast from the Fed, honestly. So it's crazy.
Goalie I had on a couple episodes ago, Brian Wilson. He's having a heck of a year with the Danbury Hat-Tricks.
Okay.
He's had 2 call-ups to the AHL just because they need like a goalie. So he's I mean, you're not playing in the games, but you're getting people are noticing you. You're practicing with that team. You're in warm-ups, and you're just like around it, like you're getting your name over there.
That's the next step.
So like a location thing too. Like if you're in
that's the other thing.
If you're in Biloxi, Mississippi, you're gonna go right to the SP. If Pensacola needs a goalie or whoever else needs one.
I think that's why he got called because he was up in Danbury, and it was the Bellevue Senators that needed a goalie. So
that's right.
It wasn't super far. Just whoever's available. That's the crazy thing about the FP to the coast. Guys just bounce everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's also brutal.
So when I played in Columbus, we had a goalie I played with my first year there, and he went to the SP the year after, and then he gets called up to the Cleveland Monsters in the A. Now he's in Savannah playing full time. So
Wow.
Yeah, you really don't.
Goalies, it's a weird job. It's a weird job. It's a hard position, but you can bounce everywhere for goalies for sure.
Right.
The easiest story is Scott Darling, I think, played in the SP.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He climbed out.
There's a couple of guys that
Climbed
played in the coast, and now they've been in the they hit their 400 or 500 NHL games. Somebody with the Kraken just did that. I feel like within the last year.
Everly.
I can't remember who it was. That's what's his name? I don't even know.
Lexiak?
I'm horrible with names. Isn't it like
I can name their whole roster because half of them's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, Yanni Gourde.
Yeah.
I swear he was a coast guy, but he just hit like 400 or 500 games in
That's incredible.
the show.
Wow.
So people look at it like, it's just low level hockey, but you never know what's going to happen.
Still developing.
Right.
You never know.
That's the beauty of that league too. It's like up to the GLHL. GLHL doesn't have practice. FPHL is practice. There's really no league in between the GLHL and the FPHL.
Right.
Because that would be the next step, essentially, would be the FPHL. And the FPHL's got all these practices, all these games, all these road trips.
You got this commitment.
Yeah.
It's
and
a
if you
fine
got
line between this and pro somehow.
It is a weird fine line.
It would be interesting, to take the best couple of teams in the GHL and the worst teams in the FP and have them play. How competitive would it be?
See, I think it'd be really competitive because you've got guys in that top end GLHL team that have played pro.
Or you got
that
guys
experience in high level hockey.
Guys like you and some of the other guys on your team
that we went and played Delaware or something.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they'd have to have a median game. We'd have to have a really good game because there is definitely a skill level between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's depth as well, but. Yeah.
But there's guys in both ends where it's like they belong here, these guys belong there.
Yeah.
But it's like that at every level.
That's like the same thing in every league. Like you look at the top leagues in the Fed, they can go play the bottom teams in the SP.
Right.
You know.
So there's that level of
It's
integration.
like, look at the ACHA. Those top end teams could cook most bottom D3 teams.
Oh yeah.
And some of those top end D3 teams, like Adrian and some of those, that they could compete with the low end D1 teams. I mean, it's really
they could nuke Alabama Huntsville. You know, it's like.
There's a reason why Huntsville doesn't have a team anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some of those guys are good hockey players, like Bronte. Now he's at Tech, and Wonder's playing over in Sweden or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, but if you look at the whole team, top to bottom,
That's tough.
It is. It's like that, like you said, at all leagues. It's really, just because you're those top end FPHL teams could probably compete with a low end coast team.
I'd say the FPHL, everybody takes it pretty serious.
Yeah. Because,
for
a lot of guys, it is their last
chance. If you're not
chance.
taking it serious, you're going to be sent home in a couple weeks.
The other thing, too, if you look at it from a guy from the outside, it's like you see the FPHL as this opportunity. It's like if somebody doesn't want that, there's like 5 people who want that exact spot.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you have to keep yourself current and fresh, otherwise you're gonna get replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the GLHL, you're not gonna get replaced.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. So I mean, for a guy who wants to just play wherever he's living, say somewhat competitive hockey, you know, depending on the night.
Depending on the night,
right? How many guys? If you have 8 guys, or you know, if you have a full team,
8 guys could be the dream team, especially if you're Eagle River.
If you've got the right 8,
yeah,
that doesn't mean anything.
I've seen Eagle River consistently show up to rinks with less people than other teams and still put up way more of a fight than they should be able to.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable. So I mean, half of the paradigms you throw at these teams don't even add up.
Yeah.
It's a weird league. Drew hit on the head. It's a weird league.
It's a weird league, yeah.
I think the biggest difference between the leagues, besides the pay and the Fed and the GLHL, is obviously the perks.
Well, we get paid in beer here.
Yeah.
They get paid in dollars.
In the Fed, like you get your free living, you get all your utilities paid for, you get other bonuses.
Yeah.
And then you get the other stuff nobody wants to talk about because it's probably illegal. But, you know, you get a fight, you get extra money or something. But, like, one series we were actually in, I think we're playing against Carolina. Don't look at my hat right now.
Yeah,
but,
right.
I think if we would have swept them, it was a 3-game series. They were throwing $300 on whoever scores a game winner goal. We were going to the third period and everything. So whoever scored it, we actually ended up winning it. They rolled in 3 30-packs of beer on the cart for us to start partying. And then the owner actually, who's Jeff Krupp, pretty good family there, Jay and Jeff Krupp. So Jay plays for the team and everything, Columbus. And they gave us the owner's card to go down to the bar downtown, and they swiped it. Everybody drank for free the whole night. It was just a wild night. Like
that.
No.
Just black card, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's obvious perks to being in some of those leagues. I mean, obviously, everyone wants to make it to the NHL or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it doesn't mean you can't have an awesome experience and play good hockey at the same time.
Just keep playing.
Yeah.
Honestly, love the game.
Exactly. That's what if you're not, you know, like you were saying, if you're not committed, there's a crap ton of guys who would take your spot in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
They just want that chance. Give me, you know, guys don't want to quit playing. It's hard. You ask pro guys who, you know, played hockey their whole lives. I mean, shit, some of them go into like deep depressions and they have some serious problems because it's just all you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to keep playing as long as you can.
Yeah.
That's the thing with a lot of guys on our team, like guys in our league probably, is like, if you're getting to that age where you're thinking about it, once you take time off, whether it's a month or a year or whatever, it's just that much harder to come back. It's like impossible. Yeah.
I had, I was a while ago now, it was last year sometime, this guy named Jeff Zaire. He was a first-round draft pick with the Bruins, and his stall was between Jumbo Joe and somebody else at one point in his career. They had like 3 guys who were first-round draft picks. Yeah. He only ended up playing like 4 games with the Bruins because he got, you know, shit ton of injuries, played most of his career in the coast. And he like owns a super league up in Ontario or something. He's like part owner of some super league. And he started playing on the team again this year, but he was like, it's just horrible for his knees. He's like just bone on bone now, and to like get back into that. It's just
that's the hard part about the game. It's like your body, you only have so many years to play. It's like life moves only so fast. It's like, do you pursue life goals, hockey goals? How do they mix together? And the GLHL's right at the middle.
That's the crossroads.
Yeah,
that's
you got the mental aspect. Like, do you want to keep playing, or do you love the game still? You want to keep going? That's the hardest part to deal with, especially for practicing 4 days a week or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like most people, if they think they can give it up, once they do, they realize they were wrong. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm fine for a month, but then you're like, shit, I miss hockey.
Yeah, then you're looking at ESPN, and then you've got all the YouTube clips, Jen's 95, you know, you're watching the videos.
Oh, once the season would start back up again, that's probably impossible to, like, be okay with your decision.
Yeah.
Last year, I hurt my groin. I was out for 12 to 14 weeks it was, and it's actually kind of funny. I'll tell the story how it happened. Mosinee was where we were. It was Drew's first game on the team, and he was traveling with us. I was the starter that night.
I was just enjoying it.
And he was enjoying it for a little while. And they were putting up probably 15 shots a period. Got to the third period, and I'm like 30 to 35 shots in, and I'm just getting blasted. And this guy named Omar, he plays for Mosinee, absolute menace, doesn't leave the ice. He comes down, he makes a move, my groin explodes, and I'm done. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like completely stiff, like wheel me out of the rink. And that's Drew's first game. And Drew played 12 weeks in a row with the Pioneers, like first ever year with the team. And like, that's just the kind of stuff that happens in this league. It's like,
did you win those 12 games? Did you win
No,
any of those 12 games?
We won a couple. That's it.
there's a few in there. Yeah, there's a few.
You know what Drew won't do though? He won't play goalie in IM floor hockey.
I did it once.
It was horrible. I wish he wouldn't have done it.
I didn't move.
I wish you would have told me you weren't going to. They put up 7 goals in the first period.
Oh no, that's a total goalie move.
13 minutes
Total
running clock.
So bad.
He just kind of stood there and like shuffled
It's like
back and
I'm
forth.
not going down.
Oh,
Like, there's
man.
no way I'm
So
dropping
that-
to my
That's definitely
knees.
goalie move.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'll play goalie, and I gave up
What's
5
the difference
goals.
between the ball and a puck, though? It's got to be a huge difference. You don't know where that.
Well, and you don't have a
Yeah,
cup.
so-
They give you like
No,
pads.
I wouldn't
No,
go
no,
down
no,
either.
I would
go down
I had a
Like
freaking
string
guy's
hockey
like
pads.
stick. He like jammed it in there trying to get the ball. It was like in my nuts because it was like between the pads.
Yeah, he played the second period.
Yeah, I wasn't
got
good
worked
I am
for
fighting.
13 minutes.
I mean, there's some guys who
You
get
can't even
pushy,
lift your stick around
but
above
like
your waist.
depends on who's reffing. Like there was a game last week. You know, one guy threw it, and then the other guy like threw a cross check. I mean, you're not allowed to do that, but nobody called it.
Just
And
boom.
yeah,
More
you
awkward.
know,
Oh my god.
somebody like swung a stick at somebody too. Like after the game, they were pissed. They like swung their stick at another kid.
That's menacing.
I don't know.
That's the next level.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
there are
the shit out of
some-
the kid.
Yeah, right. That'd be.
You know, it's Drew and I both ref, so we're on the same team and we ref, and it's you got guys who they think that shirt is the Stanley Cup, so you know, like they take it
Gym
so
class
seriously.
hero-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
I feel like I would fit into that category 100%. I remember going so hard in gym class in
it's
college.
hard not to.
I
It's hard not to.
Gotta be competitive.
I would
Once-
run
like,
faster
once you
than
get a sweat
everyone
going,
else. Like there was no limit to how hard I would go in gym class. Like and now looking back, it's like holy shit. Probably should have let off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, no, some of these guys in like all the IM sports, they don't let off the gas at all. They're trying to, you know, they think they're in the NFL or the NHL or
Yeah.
whatever.
But during that hour, they are.
Yeah. Hey,
They
this is
are.
your like.
During those 2 13-minute runtime periods,
Yes.
yeah, they're pros.
Yeah. And they don't let up some of them. The club team got absolutely cranked by a
They
bunch
suck.
of local guys. One of the Locuses and a bunch of local guys, and they just absolutely cranked the club team in Florida. The club team, they can't. It was like 5-1, but you know every goal, the goalie not even a chance.
Drew must have not been in that. Yeah.
I wasn't on that team.
Yeah.
No, this is floor hockey.
Yeah, this is floor hockey.
this year.
Remember, Drew doesn't
Okay,
play
right,
floor hockey.
right,
He doesn't give up the body. Luckily, we have another goalie that does give
Yeah,
up the
he
body.
does
I mean, he's not that great.
I'll block
No
shots
offense,
on D.
but-
I'm more likely to make a save.
That's
playing
the other
D
thing.
than
Nobody's got
playing goal.
any gear. So like that's why they have all these like high sticking rules because nobody's got gear. But like you take a puck to or a ball to the nuts or like right off your ass or your shins. I mean it hurts because that little plastic
It's
ball.
like one of the. It's filled with sand.
Yeah, it's one of those like
Those
street
are
hockey
filled with
balls.
sand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put the weighted ones out
It's
there.
like the
They
no
don't
bounce
use the
ones,
weighted ones.
so they don't bounce.
So I mean, you fire that thing and you
I'm
get
just
that.
imagining it hitting everywhere. I don't have pads.
You know what'd be
like,
fun?
there's none.
There's a
you-
street hockey league up here. That'd be so fun.
They have
a roller.
the National Ball Hockey League or whatever has like leagues all over the country, and I actually sent them an email saying they should like set one up here, but nobody ever answered me because like
Really?
you don't have to. There's like the 3 divisions. Like the 3rd division, like people who've never played hockey before can join and they can learn. But then like the 1st division's more competitive,
Yeah,
and I think you might have to pay to play, and then they supply you like with all the shit.
that'd be fun.
You know, they
But,
probably
like-
made a mistake. Probably just went to the spam folder. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
hockey was born up here. That'd be so fun.
It would be.
honestly.
And people would play in the
People-
summer.
The ODRs. People would be out
Oh,
all
yeah.
summer long.
It'd be
Hockey
awesome.
guys.
Yeah. That'd
No,
be so
we need
fun.
to.
All right,
Yeah.
if you had to change something in this locker room, what would you change? I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah, we blow out this wall.
Yeah.
Get some new, actual stalls. Like, everyone's got their own stall. You can put a little name tag on them. It's just gotta be a little bit bigger. Like, I imagine
we need rubber.
Yeah,
rubber on the floor.
It's carpet.
I will say this
Yeah.
is new. The black hooks
black.
going around, that's new. I think
But
that,
like something
made
to
in the
separate
budget.
it so like guys' towels don't have to be touching.
yeah,
Your shit's not.
Yeah.
You've got actual separators.
just wait till you see the water puddle that comes out of the shower afterwards. I have a little area that it avoids for
Yeah.
me, but it comes close to my pads.
I don't want to see the floorboards.
No,
in
your
there.
No.
bed's, your bed's sitting there. for
No.
sure.
Runs all underneath
Yeah.
this locker right there. Comes through. No water divider.
It's tough.
Yeah, there could definitely be some
But-
improvements in here.
In the same breath, it's home.
It is home.
Yeah.
No,
I
Well,
will
it's
say-
not that bad.
This
Like,
is-
I didn't know what to expect, honestly, and
This is because at my high school we didn't have a locker room and playing club. We dressed.
you didn't
in-
have a locker room at your high school.
No.
What?
This is the first
Were you guys good at
This
it?
is the
I thought that was Farmington Hills true. What's going on
We
here?
had a state championship in
How do you have a state championship with no
14 or
locker room?
15. Yeah,
That doesn't
I
even
mean,
make sense.
Talk to the board.
That's why he's up here now.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first time I could leave my gear somewhere. So I love it in here personally.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you come from no locker room, any locker room is.
Mhm.
The warming hut up at Edwards would be better to warm up.
No warming hut. Yeah.
You might find some, you're hungry, there's a snack in there for you.
Boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little squeezies.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting that back. That'll
It's
be nice.
coming back.
That's
yeah.
good. We need that.
I distinctly remember growing up with that, eating a $5 hot and sweaty
Oh,
and just tearing it up out of the Edwards rink.
there's nothing better than a hot
Oh.
and sweaty, and then
$5, can't beat it.
No.
for the outdoor rinks though up here, people don't take care of them good enough.
No, and you know what? There is so many of them, and there's so many chances for people to take
Yeah.
care of them. Every single community has a hockey rink.
Yeah, and Houghton's got
Not even,
Edwards, you
like-
got Dodgeville, then you got Lauren Grove and Hancock,
Oscar Dome.
you got the Oscar Dome, yeah.
Oscar Dome.
There's a parking lot they do in Lake Linden. They
The
turn
one
that
on
into a
Meek's pretty
rink.
good.
Yeah.
Amique, up in Quincy Hill, up back.
Yeah.
There's a area they do, but like Lauren Grove, I don't even know if that they had ice for 2 weeks. This year.
Yeah. Where else can you say you got that many
No,
outdoor rinks?
it's just somebody's got to just take
Yeah.
care of it. And,
I actually was the caretaker for the Stanton Township for a while, and during my tenure there, we took care of the Oscar Dome to the extent that we could, but it took a flood that on Father's Day we had Father's Day floods.
Yeah.
It was 6 feet of water damage, and that's what prompted fixing the rink. But
it took a flood.
it took a natural disaster.
100-year flood that might never ever happen again.
Yeah, so I mean, they're just not cared for. That's
No.
the problem.
I feel like the problem is they just have local people, neighbors and stuff taking care of it. I don't know, the city should do it.
Yeah.
Edwards, the city should just go there and flood it how often.
Oh, totally. I mean, the city's got funding. You should put it towards something good. I mean, we grew up playing hockey. Why not do that outside
Yeah.
of school? It's
There's so many people that use them. I mean, I know a shit ton of tech guys do, and then you got high schoolers, and people just want to go skate with their kids or whatever. But you show up and there's big ass holes, and people,
darts
hit
in the
it.
corner. It gets rough.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, I don't know where the hell Drew went, but
You might have the-
Well, we might as well bring the Gibson Cup up, eh?
yeah, you
Yeah,
should bring
yeah.
it. Got to bring
Bring
the
it
cup up, put it on
Put it
here
on
so
the
everyone
table.
can see it. Give that
2 hands for this thing.
Yeah, I better grab that side.
Put it up there.
It's a really loud flop, sorry.
Yeah,
Look at that.
beauty. So, is you guys' names gonna go on here? Then, or-
Oh yeah, the names will go on a plaque on the side. If you look here, it's up to 2020, 2021, so we'll probably go right down there.
Balancing out.
Oh, is it? That's smart.
So it's half connected up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so over the years
It's
it's been
screwed
damaged
in,
a little bit, but
I know
there's-
Drew pointed
Especially
out.
last year.
right here,
Calumet.
1943 to 1945, and they literally put war on here.
War.
For the World War II, they didn't have any hockey, so
Wow,
that was
that's pretty
crazy.
sick.
What other trophy can you say says war on it? Because they left to go fight.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I see there's like a crack here.
Yeah. So yeah, the first year was
Well,
Portage
you
Lake
guys
Pine-
don't have a guy
Portage
like
Lake
the
Elks.
cup guy who like that's his job. He like
I didn't
takes
know
care of
that
the
thing.
cup.
No,
the
we
lakes,
take care of it on
the
a
Lakers,
day-to-day
Flyers.
basis. We figure out who has it.
So
where
how
it needs
much
to go.
beer can you fit in there?
Well, it
So
depends
far-
on, so
Depends
we
on the
put
bag
a-
you put in
yeah,
it.
we put a garbage bag because there's a hole in the bottom
Oh.
to screw it in.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's varying.
Definitely a 12-pack.
Yeah, easy.
probably, yeah.
We should
Yeah.
try it.
It's infinite, really.
It probably
I said
did
the
used
other
to have a
day-
hole in it.
No.
Oh no, yeah.
I think it probably rusted out, or who knows what the hell happened.
Well, Calumet had it for a
Beat
while,
up.
and
Yeah,
before they got it, it was nice, and they got it. Now it's not nice.
Yeah,
Weird.
it looks like Kelly.
That's
So
just-
I
that's
got the
just-
cup.
yeah.
The first thing I did was went around and started buffing it out, making it look nice and shiny.
There's just
Gave it
something
to Ross.
about
He attached it to the wood.
Yeah, it looks better than when we got on Saturday.
there's just
already.
something from people from Calumet, man.
Something about
Yeah,
Calumet.
what's going on?
We just got a
Yeah.
second cup here.
I mean, us Houghton guys, we know we're in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Do that
sweet.
thing.
All right,
Oh,
well,
it
I
looks
think
way better.
that's a good place to wrap it up. So thanks
Yeah.
for joining me. Well, I guess me joining you in your locker room,
Yeah.
but you guys coming on the pod.
Yep.
Appreciate
Glad you
it.
didn't leave because of the smell.
No, I honestly it doesn't smell that bad.
That's impressive. Thank you. Yeah.
That is impressive.
There's been a lot of different smells in here. Hockey gear, pizza, beer, hockey, pizza, beer.
Beer, yeah,
Yeah.
And sweat.
Sweat.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
blood, right? Blood. There we go, a little
yeah.
bit right there.
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank
First.
you very much.